Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial to make sure that we are all on the same page settings-wise, particularly if you're using your own computer. So the biggest thing is just making sure that our settings are the same within Blender. So I've got Blender open. How we're going to sync our settings between the different computers is we'll be using an add-on called Power Backup. And I have that on a flash drive. Come see me if you can't find it. So in order to install an add-on, what we'll do is we'll go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and we want to install. So we'll go to the flash drive. We want to install Power Backup. So we can click that, and then click Install Add-on. And then if we search for it, it should be here. We can just make sure it's enabled. All right. So we can close out of our preferences and then open up the little side menu here. You can also click N in order to open that menu. But we see a little tab for it here. So Power Save. We can go to Restore Preferences. We want to restore the preferences that are saved on that flash drive. So there should be a file called prefs2. We want to do that, but first, over here we want to make sure that the key map is enabled also, so that it's syncing all of our preferences. So we can ignore that little exclamation mark yelling at us over there. Okay, so we can do that, load preferences, and at first it doesn't look like anything changed. We can go ahead and close that side menu, but we can use the side buttons on our mouse, so where your thumb rests, the button in front where the tip of your thumb sits, you can use to pan back and forth, and the button toward the base of your thumb you can use to zoom in and out. And you can also just scroll up and down to zoom in and out. And to rotate the world, this hasn't changed, but just to make sure you know, you just hold down the scroll wheel, so push the middle mouse button, and you can rotate around. Okay. And then the other thing we want to make sure we do is that we have our software installed for the drawing tablet. So if we go to huion.com, we want to go to Support, and then Download, and the tablets we're using are H610 Pro. And just download the most recent one for whatever operating system you're using. And you'll have to, once you do that, you'll have to enable some permissions. It's going to want access to Bluetooth and screen recording and that kind of thing. Go ahead and enable those. That's normal. And then we should be good to go. So one other thing that I'll do is I'll make sure that these are set to the right mouse button, so that's good. And I'm going to change this to the middle mouse button so that we can just give our pen the full functionality of a mouse. So that if I go back into Blender, and if I go, for instance, to a 2D animation file, I should be able to draw and have the pressure and everything work.